I always believed in the strength of family and the power of love. Living in Oklahoma City, our life seemed perfect: a loving wife, 2 beautiful kids, and a supportive community. Every morning, I would wake up early, prepare breakfast, and spend a few moments in prayer, thanking God for the blessings in my life. I cherished these moments of quiet reflection before the hustle of the day began. Our home was filled with laughter and warmth, and I took great pride in providing for my family and nurturing our bonds. One evening, while cleaning up after dinner, I stumbled upon my wife's phone, left unlocked on the couch. It was an innocent glance at first, but a series of messages popped up, messages that shattered my world. My wife was having an affair. The ground beneath me felt like it was crumbling, and the only thing I could do was pray for guidance. I remember sitting there, in shock, feeling as if time had stopped. The words on the screen blurred as tears filled my eyes, and my heart pounded with a mixture of pain and disbelief. The next day, I couldn't focus at work. My mind was a whirlpool of confusion and pain. How could this happen? Why did it happen? That evening, I confronted her in the kitchen, the heart of our home. The pain and betrayal were evident in her eyes, but so was defiance. She denied it at first, then admitted to it, saying she felt neglected and unhappy. The tension was palpable, and I knew our marriage was hanging by a thread. We argued late into the night, our voices rising and falling as we rehashed old wounds and grievances. Lost and broken, I turned to our church, seeking solace and answers. Our pastor, a wise and compassionate man, listened to my story without judgment. He reminded me that even in the darkest times, God's light shines brightest. I spent hours in prayer, asking God to show me the way forward. My faith had always been a cornerstone of my life, but now it became my lifeline. I immersed myself in Scripture, finding comfort in passages that spoke of strength, forgiveness, and resilience. One afternoon, as I was coming home from work, I overheard my children talking. My heart sank as I realized they were being influenced against me by their mother. They spoke of me in ways that were foreign and hurtful. It was then that I knew I had to take a stand, not with anger, but with faith. I decided to confront the situation with honesty and love, trusting God to guide my words and actions. In the living room, with my children by my side, I explained the truth. I spoke from the heart, without anger, and with a prayer for understanding. I told them about the importance of truth and faith, and how we must face challenges together as a family. My wife was taken aback by my calmness and honesty. The confrontation was painful, but necessary. I felt God's presence guiding me, giving me the strength to face the truth. We decided to seek family counseling. It wasn't easy, but with each session, we started to rebuild the trust and love that had been damaged. The sessions were intense and emotional, uncovering layers of hurt and misunderstanding that had accumulated over the years. But they also brought moments of clarity and connection. I leaned on my faith more than ever, knowing that God was guiding us towards healing and redemption. Throughout this journey, there were times when I felt overwhelmed and questioned if we could ever recover. But I found solace in my faith community. Friends and fellow church members prayed with me and offered words of encouragement. Our pastor continued to offer guidance, reminding me that God's grace is sufficient and that through Him, all things are possible. I spent many nights lying awake, reflecting on the events that had brought us to this point. I thought about the early days of our marriage, filled with joy and promise, and how slowly, over time, we had allowed the pressures of life to create distance between us. I realized that both of us had contributed to the breakdown of our relationship in different ways. This realization was painful, but it also opened the door to forgiveness and understanding. My wife and I began to have deep, honest conversations about our feelings and our fears. We talked about the ways we had hurt each other, both knowingly and unknowingly. These conversations were not easy, they required vulnerability and a willingness to face uncomfortable truths. But they were also incredibly healing. For the first time in years, we were truly listening to each other, without the defensive walls we had built up over time. As part of our healing process, we also focused on our individual relationships with God. My wife began attending a women's Bible study group, and I continued my involvement with the men's fellowship at our church. These groups provided us with additional support and perspectives, helping us to grow in our faith and to see our situation through a spiritual lens. We were reminded that God's love is unconditional and that He desires restoration and reconciliation. Our children, too, were part of this healing journey. We made a concerted effort to spend more quality time together as a family. We went on hikes, played games, and had weekly movie nights. We also started a new tradition of family devotions, where we would read the Bible together and discuss its teachings. This not only strengthened our bond but also provided our children with a model of faith and resilience in the face of adversity. Looking back, I see how God's hand was in every step of our journey. My wife and I are working hard to rebuild our marriage, and our children are learning about forgiveness and love. It's not a quick or easy process, but we are committed to it. Our faith has grown stronger through this trial, and I am grateful for the lessons learned. With God's grace, our family is healing, and the future looks brighter than ever. Every day is a step towards recovery. My wife and I have recommitted ourselves to open communication and mutual support. We spend more time together as a family, creating new memories and strengthening our bond. I have learned that forgiveness is not a single act but a continuous process. It requires patience, understanding, and, above all, faith. This experience has also deepened my relationship with God. I have learned to lean on Him more fully, trusting in His plan even when the path seems uncertain. I have seen firsthand the power of prayer and the strength that comes from a community of believers. Our church has been a pillar of support, providing both spiritual and practical help as we navigate this difficult journey. Through this ordeal, I have come to appreciate the true meaning of grace. It's about finding the strength to forgive, the courage to love unconditionally, and the faith to move forward. Our family is not perfect, but we are a work in progress, guided by God's light. As I reflect on this journey, I am filled with hope. Our marriage is being rebuilt on a stronger foundation, one rooted in faith and open communication. Our children are witnessing the power of forgiveness and the importance of family unity. And through it all, we are growing closer to God, finding new ways to live out our faith each day. In the end, I am grateful for this journey. It has taught me valuable lessons about love, resilience, and the transformative power of faith. With God's grace, we are emerging from this trial stronger and more united. The future is bright, and I look forward to continuing this journey with my family, walking hand in hand with God. Our journey hasn't been without setbacks. There were times when old wounds resurfaced, and the pain felt fresh again. During these moments, I found myself questioning whether we were truly making progress. But each time, through prayer and reflection, I was reminded of the importance of perseverance and faith. God doesn't promise us a life free from challenges, but He does promise to walk with us through them. One particularly challenging moment came when I discovered that my wife had maintained contact with the person she had the affair with. This revelation was a significant setback for us. The trust we had been painstakingly rebuilding felt shattered once more. I was engulfed in anger and despair. It was a true test of my faith and commitment to forgiveness. In my anguish, I turned to God, pouring out my heart in prayer. I sought counsel from our pastor, who reminded me that forgiveness is a journey, not a destination. He encouraged me to confront my wife with honesty and compassion, to seek clarity, and to reaffirm our commitment to each other and to our healing process. Our subsequent conversation was one of the most difficult yet pivotal moments in our journey. My wife acknowledged her mistake, expressed deep remorse, and reiterated her commitment to our marriage and our family. We set new boundaries and made a mutual agreement to be more transparent with each other. This incident, though painful, ultimately strengthened our resolve to work through our issues and to support each other more fully. In the following months, we both made a conscious effort to prioritize our marriage. We attended a marriage retreat organized by our church, which provided us with valuable tools and insights for strengthening our relationship. We learned about effective communication, conflict resolution, and the importance of nurturing our emotional and spiritual connection. The retreat also offered us a chance to renew our vows in a symbolic ceremony, reaffirming our commitment to each other in the presence of God and our faith community. Our children, too, continued to play an essential role in our healing journey. We made it a point to include them in age-appropriate conversations about the challenges we were facing as a family. We wanted them to understand that difficulties are a natural part of life and that it's through faith, love, and perseverance that we overcome them. These discussions helped them develop a deeper understanding of resilience and forgiveness, values that we hope will guide them throughout their lives. As we moved forward, we also focused on creating new, positive memories. We took a family trip to the mountains, where we spent time hiking, fishing, and simply enjoying each other's company. This trip was a turning point for us, as it allowed us to reconnect and bond in a stress-free environment. We returned home feeling rejuvenated and more united than ever. In our everyday lives, we implemented small but meaningful changes to strengthen our family bond. We started having regular family meetings where everyone could share their thoughts and feelings openly. We also instituted a weekly family game night, which became a cherished tradition that brought us closer together. Throughout this process, I continued to deepen my relationship with God. I made it a point to start each day with prayer and scripture reading, seeking guidance and strength. I found solace in verses like Isaiah 40 verse 31, which reminded me that those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. These daily moments of reflection became a source of peace and clarity, helping me to navigate the challenges we faced. Our church community remained a constant source of support. The prayers and encouragement from fellow believers were invaluable, providing us with the strength to keep moving forward. We also became more involved in church activities, volunteering our time and resources to help others. This service not only strengthened our faith but also gave us a sense of purpose and fulfillment. Looking back, I see how far we have come. Our marriage is not perfect, but it is stronger and more resilient. We have learned to communicate more effectively, to support each other more fully, and to trust in God's plan for our lives. Our children have witnessed our journey and have learned important lessons about forgiveness, love, and perseverance. This experience has also taught me the true meaning of grace. It's about finding the strength to forgive, the courage to love unconditionally, and the faith to move forward. Our family is not perfect, but we are a work in progress, guided by God's light. As I reflect on this journey, I am filled with hope. Our marriage is being rebuilt on a stronger foundation, one rooted in faith and open communication. Our children are witnessing the power of forgiveness and the importance of family unity. And through it all, we are growing closer to God, finding new ways to live out our faith each day. In the end, I am grateful for this journey. It has taught me valuable lessons about love, resilience, and the transformative power of faith. With God's grace, we are emerging from this trial stronger and more united. The future is bright, and I look forward to continuing this journey with my family, walking hand in hand with God. Through the ups and downs, we have learned that the strength of a family lies not in its perfection, but in its ability to overcome adversity together. Our journey has been marked by pain, but also by profound growth and transformation. We have learned to lean on each other and on our faith, finding solace in the knowledge that God is always with us, guiding us through every challenge. As we continue to move forward, we do so with a renewed sense of purpose and hope. Our faith has been tested, but it has also been strengthened. We are more committed than ever to living out our values and to nurturing the love and connection that bind us together as a family. Our story is a testament to the power of faith, forgiveness, and perseverance. It is a reminder that even in the darkest times, there is always hope. With God's grace, we can overcome any obstacle and emerge stronger and more united. Our journey is far from over, but we face the future with confidence, knowing that we are not alone. In the end, our experience has been a profound lesson in the resilience of the human spirit and the transformative power of faith. We have faced our challenges head-on, and through it all, we have grown closer to each other and to God. Our family is stronger, our faith is deeper, and our future is bright. We are grateful for the journey, for the lessons learned, and for the grace that has guided us every step of the way.